Hi there, Tamara Dorris, your real estate coach. And as I just wrap up another semester after, I don't know, 20 years of teaching at my local community college in real estate, a variety of classes, one of the things I always get the last day of the semester is, what advice can you give us? And so in this particular video, I'm not going to talk about taking the state exam because that's advice I cover in class. But I am going to talk about the three things that I think are the absolute most important things for new agents to do as soon as they get that license. So I know it can be frustrating. It depends on what state you're in, but it can be frustrating waiting for the exam date and, I'm paying this and then getting the background search and all that. But let's say you get past that. Now, everything you learned in your real estate classes, I'm not saying is bogus. I'm just saying there's a lot of it you're not going to use. So for those of you who are perfectionists on your test or your exams, you're gonna find that you're not going to talk too much about, oh, I don't know, what are some of the things, townships, at least in this part of the country. In other parts of the country, maybe it's a thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing in the Midwest or in the East Coast. Maybe it is. But the point is, there are three things that agents anywhere, I would say in North America, should focus on. The first is, what kind of training does a brokerage have? Now, there are franchise brokerages that usually have a lot of training. And there are smaller firms that usually have some training or mentors. And then there are flat fee brokerages, which is what I love because you get the best commission split. But as I always say in my classes, money isn't your first priority when you first get your license, right? Because even if you work for a flat fee and you get 100% commission minus a fee, what good is 100% of nothing? Nothing. So if you're not getting the training or the mentorship that you need, it's not going to get you anywhere. So your very first priority is to associate yourself with a firm, with a brokerage that has excellent training. Now, all training is not created equal. In this video, I'm not going to go too deeply into this, and I don't think it would be super ethical for me to, start talking about other companies. I don't think that would be cool. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But I will say it's up to you to explore, investigate, and ask questions. Now, every agent you come across who belongs to, XYZ or ABC, they're going to tell you that it's the best. So those kind of referrals, you got to ask yourself, is this really the best firm for me? Okay. So once you know what firm, say you have three, and you're going to go out and you're going to interview. You're interviewing them. And I think when you first go from a 9-to-5 career, that mindset, to an entrepreneur, which is kind of what you are, actually when you are an agent, it's a mindset thing. Like, they're not interviewing you. If you breathe, they're going to take you. All you have to do is sell a house a year and they probably profited from it. Now, this increases when there are fees with the brokerage. So you want to ask when you're interviewing brokers, what are your fees? Is there, $100 a month technology fee? Is there $100 a month advertising fee? Is there a $100 a month desk fee? I'm just throwing those numbers out there, and it goes all across the board for all different franchises, all different firms. So I don't know. I know some franchises actually have a franchise fee. So you have to find those things out. And here's why. If you're not selling houses, and it's possible that you might not the first several months because you're learning the ropes, right? But if you don't sell any houses and you still have to pay a fee, that's kind of sucky, right? And I know a lot of my students have full-time jobs and they want to do real estate on the weekends and evenings, which is fine. You can do it part-time. You can get into it and build up part-time. It may take longer that way too. So when people tell me that, I recommend that they consider joining a team. Again, you have to ask around. You have to shop around. It's not like, it's not usually on Craigslist. Top real estate team needs new member, right? It's usually word of mouth. But if you're going to work full time at a different job, try to join a team because that will help you. If you have clients that need, that want a showing or you need something done, having a team to rely on, it's going to cost you. You're going to pay for that, but it's worth it. Okay. So the first one is making sure you get a brokerage, the right brokerage, and that it is a brokerage that has training, and you want to check the fees. Number two, you've got to be a connector. I have to tell you, it's very funny. Sometimes I have people tell me, I'd be so good in real estate. Everyone says I talk so well. I'd be great in real estate. Okay. No, it's not a talking business. It's a listening business, right? Two of these, one of these, do the math. So being a good talker, and the days of bro marketing, fast talking, car salesmen, no, consumers don't go for that at all. So it's being a good listener. So to be a good connector, what do you think? This is a Jeopardy question. What do you think is the answer? Dun, dun, dun. Be a good listener. That's how you connect with people. Ask questions. Now, I specialize in my real estate coaching. I specialize in online marketing, sales, and visibility. So I like online, but this applies to in person as well. And, while we're talking about in person and this second quality, practice your listening skills at home. Ask yourself, when a significant other or a child or the person at the return counter at Target, are you listening? You have to listen if you want to be a top agent. You have to listen, and you have to listen if you want to connect to people. Why? Because people are very self-absorbed, and I mean that in a loving way. We all are. And so in order for you to make a good connection and to build rapport, they have to know that you listen to them and that you care about them. So connecting is a really, really critical and important point for our number 2, because if we don't connect with people, who are we going to sell houses to and for, right? And I also want to say, sometimes I've heard people tell me, well, I'm not going to connect with that person on Facebook because they're going to be renters forever. They're never going to buy a house. Well, first of all, bad attitude, not nice. And second of all, you never know. The energy that you put into everything you do is the energy you get out. So what if that person is not going to be a future client? I'll bet you anything that in the future, someone they know is going to be a future real estate client. But you won't know because you wouldn't even be friends with them on Facebook. So connecting is important, and don't be overly picky in who you connect with, because just connecting, it's just the act of connecting. I won't get all metaphysical, but we're all one. And the more we connect with others and the more we go to help others, the better off we are, which leads me to number 3. Are you ready? Number 3 is think of service. How can you be of service to your community? There are many ways. Some of my top ways are to be on video, to get a YouTube channel and educate your community on buying and selling, on the shopping, on the fine dining. So social media is a huge way to be of service. Another way, join a local charity, be on a board of directors, be on a fundraising committee. You get to meet a lot of people and you're being of service. How else can you be of service? You can do Instagram reels. You can form a Facebook group that focuses on like local garage sales or fine dining in XYZ town. What else can you do? You can get involved with your local and state and national association of realtors if you so choose. They have volunteer leadership. So one of the things I tell my inner circle clients, my real estate mavens, is that when you get up in the morning, ask yourself, who can I help today and how can I help? When we do that, we are coming from a heart of service. And I think you will see as you get into the real estate industry, the more you can serve your community and the more you come at the people you talk to and that you communicate with them with a heart of service, they pick up on that energy. If you're looking at every single person that you connect with as a possible commission, no, they smell that too. That's why bro marketing, hardcore sales is just a thing of the past. People are like, nope, not answering that call, right? Like I always say, I know you're not too busy for their referral, but maybe they're too busy for you to remind them that you're not too busy for their. So operating from a heart of service and thinking about how can I serve my community and the people in it, especially with their housing needs. But it may not mean necessarily that they want to buy or sell right now. Maybe you're going to do a video on how to winterize your home. Maybe you're going to do a video on, some kind of update, market updates, anything like that. Information that's being of service. And there's other ways you can be of service too. And, like I said, there's a myriad of ways, and that's your own creativity and however you want to do it. Maybe you do volunteer work with your church. I always say do things that you love. So your energy is high. People are attracted to people who are operating at a high level of energy. So do that. And then just think, how can I help in this capacity? Okay. So those are the 3 things. Let's recap. If I can remember how I said them, I did not take notes. Number 1, find a brokerage that does training. It doesn't have too astronomical fees. Consider if you're going to be full-time or part-time. Number 2, do you remember what number 2 is? Connect. Think of a chain link, connect. And number 3, I just said, so obviously you know it, and that's have a heart of service. So those are my 3 biggest tips that I don't normally have time to cover in my classes. And I know I have students who follow this YouTube channel. So this one's for you guys. So I hope you have a great day. Best of luck to you in your real estate career, and I'll see you soon.